us down there. I know the citizens of Uganda have done a really tremendous job to this country and in particular to NRM government. But the biggest challenge which we have realized down there, which is making legislation so hard for us in sub-county, is you find most of these councillors, you find in a year or in a term, these people may end up their term but without even coming up with a bylaw. Now what is the reason or what is the question? The level of education also matters. Why don't we really come up with a level of education? If you want to become a councillor of a parish, or if you want to become a district chairperson, there must also be something. There must be also a level of qualification. This is of saying this one can go really hinder service delivery.
Honorable Dulu Samuel, the local council 3 Oche sub-county, when approached on the matter, said it's the will of the people to demand for change and a minimum academic qualification for the councillors if they deem it necessary, stressing that many councillors within his sub-county cannot express themselves in English, which affects deliberations and makes it difficult to make documentations during council meetings.
In relation to the public decision, I think there are also laws guiding the governance system of this country. So if the constitution says there is a need for minimum qualification, I think I'll be happy to go with that. But if it says it should be open, I think the members of public also need to go by that. But in the Oche sub-county in particular, we also have similar challenge, expressing opinion using the foreign language sometimes is quite difficult for some councillors. But of course the law allows one to speak in the local language. I don't see that one as a challenge to me as a person. But for the purpose of easy documentation, I think it will be relevant to have a minimum qualification so that what is being reported will be exactly what is being put down in the minutes.
Honorable Asusi Jebisam, the Secretary of Finance and Production, Moyo District Local Government, who is also the District Councillor, Meto Sub-County, agrees to the need for the government to set minimum qualification levels for the councillors, saying it's necessary because there are laws to be followed during deliberations, which, if not well understood by the councillors, will become a problem, and request the concerned authorities to look into the matter so as to improve deliberations and legislations across the sub-county councils.
I totally agree with the proposal that whoever intends to contest for elected positions, especially at the sub-county level and the district, should have at least a minimum education qualification. Because you are going to debate, you are going to discuss issues for the people, and there are laws to be followed. If you cannot interpret the laws, it will become a very difficult thing for you to handle your affairs. So my prayer is that the minister in charge of constitutional affairs, who is planning to bring in the election reforms on the floor of parliament, expedite these processes. When we go for elections, let there be at least qualification, at least minimum of senior 4 for a councillor coming to the district, and a minimum of senior 4 for LCT chairperson or town council chairperson. If that is not regulated, then our quality of discussion will also be a problem.
Dominic Anthony Okumu, West Nile TV.
Welcome back from that. Moving forward, and in Nebi municipality, the office of the Prime Minister in South-Est OPM has successfully commenced 3 days highly expected service delivery performance assessment for 2024 in Nebi municipality. Alfred Jawok reports about that.
West Nile Development Association, in partnership with Advocate Coalition for Development and Environment, have organized 2 days training for civil society organizations across West Nile region from 2nd of December to 3rd of December 2024 in Arua City, aimed at enhancing their role as intermediaries between citizens and local government authorities on issues related to service delivery monitoring and climate justice. Eugene Semakula, research fellow with Advocate Collusion for Development and Environment in Sortes Accord, says they have engaged CSOs because they feel they are all operating in the same space and urges them to be credible of what they are performing.
When I address members from CSOs, I refer to you as colleagues because we are all operating in the same space. There is no one here who knows things better than you, because you are the people we are going to be implementing with. So you are going to be the people who the political leaders actually run to provide support, because you are now the people who are going to be in the know. So 3 things: make sure you are knowledgeable enough, make sure you are credible in what you do, and also make sure that you put your hands and your feet on the ground.
The Office of the Prime Minister has successfully commenced a 3-day highly anticipated service delivery performance assessment for 2024 in Nebi District. During the assessment briefing today, 2nd December 2024, at Nebi District Planning Boardroom, it was agreed that the officials from the Office of the Prime Minister will visit various lower local government facilities, including the Well Center 3, Atago Seat Secondary School, and Parombo Well Center 3, respectively, to improve services and enhancing community engagement to better service delivery to the people. Dr. Peter Mulindi Bakulu, the team leader, asserted that OPM has clear policies and procedures in place outlining roles, responsibilities, and expectations for accountability.
Evidence for this indicator, we can't get now, so that we know that we can only work hard so that when the team comes back next year, you have the evidence for such an indicator. So desist from cooking data, desist from cooking evidence, because once you do that, it will be a disservice to all of us.
Honorable Emmanuel Orombi, Nebi District Chairperson, said the assessment will provide the community with access to information on its activities, budgets, and performance through various channels.
All of us must remain here until they have left. Delegate other people, let them go. Let them go and report to you to get the information you want. Even me and my executive, we are not. By the way, I told even we are supposed to be in Arua this morning. In RDC. I told RDC this exercise is important. I want you also to be around. And all my executives around, that's why I said what? Speaker to go, who is outside the system. So I want them also to be accountable to the secretaries. And they're going to be following whether we are doing the right thing. And they will be reporting to me. So Wednesday we are all going to be here with them, provided they are not sick. So leave other things, let us keep coordinating. But at least whether they are in the field within, we can call them that you are needed urgently for you to go back, let others continue with their work.
However, Dorothy Ajwang, Chief Administrative Officer, Nebi District, urges the officials from the OPM to strengthen the capacity of the head of departments in Nebi District to promote accountability.
An opportunity for us to learn, improve. Learning is continuous. Situations are not static. The dynamics keep evolving, and as leaders, we must adjust and cope as situations evolve.
The service delivery performance assessment had sparked a wave of positive change, demonstrating the government's commitment to accountability, transparency, and community-centered service delivery. The exercise will be for 3 days, as the team will go on ground for facts-finding on the available government projects. Alfred Jawok, West Nile TV, Nilecast.
Before we move forward, we want to first apologize for the mistake, but let's move forward. In Arua City, West Nile Development Association, in partnership with Accord, have organized 2 days training for civil society organizations across West Nile region from today up to tomorrow 2024 in Arua City aimed at enhancing their role as intermediaries between citizens and local government authorities. Take a look at the story.
West Nile Development Association, in partnership with Advocate Coalition for Development and Environment, have organized 2 days training for civil society organizations across West Nile region from 2nd of December to 3rd of December 2024 in Arua City, aimed at enhancing their role as intermediaries between citizens and local government authorities on issues related to service delivery monitoring and climate justice. Eugene Semakula, research fellow with Advocate Coalition for Development and Environment in Sotes Accord, says they have engaged CSOs because they feel they are all operating in the same space and urges them to be credible of what they are performing.
When I address members from CSOs, I refer to you as colleagues because we are all operating in the same space. There is no one here who knows things better than you, because you are the people we are going to be implementing with. So you are going to be the people who the political leaders actually run to provide support, because you are now the people who are going to be in the know. So 3 things: make sure you are knowledgeable enough, make sure you are credible in what you do, and also make sure that you put your hands and your feet on the ground.
Similarly, Paul Twebaze, research fellow with the Accord, believes natural resources cannot be able to succeed without engaging civil society organizations.
West Nile and Karamoja hold attention because of their current vulnerabilities arising from historical injustices. We chose to start with those 2 regions because of that justification, and then we will be able to expand the effort to other areas. And we believe that natural resources governance cannot succeed if we don't involve the people in managing their own resources, because the natural resources belong to the people. The state only holds them in trust on behalf of the people. So we must bring the people on board. They must participate in making decisions. They must participate in making policies. And that is where the sustainability lies. Because when the people understand the importance of safeguarding the natural resources, then they are able to protect them for their own use and even the use by future generation.
Adomati Aldo, head of partnerships and strategic development, Host Hub, says so many people have been looking at climate change in academic perspective, but this engagement will now make them to change their motive by understanding it in local manner.
To me, I think climate action, to many people, they look at more of it's more of an academic thing, but through this engagement we're able to understand actually it is not an academic thing. Even an indigenous community member or a traditional farmer knows climate better than someone who has studied PhD, because it's a local context affecting him or her. So basically this is the approach the project is using: community first, and then where the community is, the CSOs, that is the youth-led or maybe women-led, refugee-led, all operating in Arua in West Nile, been brought together to co-create this project. I think it's not worth to call it a project, but it's a research. Research is where you learn, you understand, and you share experiences.
Maneno Masi, program officer with the Mempro laments by saying if services are delivered positively, it will not affect climate justice.
If service delivery is done in a very positive way, like every cry of the community is heard and is given timely, it will not affect. The fact that they use rural or community-based organizations is one way of sustainability, because most of the CSOs live within the communities there. And the fact that we are not new into the issues that they're talking about today, you get it, it becomes easy for us to own. And because it's part of what we have been doing before, so it will remain as part of us. We will continue disseminating. And the fact that it's a project that is a continuous one, at least for 4 years. By that time, we would have already built also systems.
This is a 4 years project implemented in West Nile and Karamoja, funded by Royal Danish Embassy, that basically seeks to strengthen civic engagement, service delivery monitoring, and climate justice in Uganda. Oraku Benson Pastore, West Nile Television Nilecast.
Yes, still the same name, that's Oracle Benson Pastore, and also the same face. I can confirm to you over the weekend we had so many encounters. Before we get into any of the stories, I need to give you the highlights of what happened over the weekend. There were so many games, and it concluded yesterday. Manchester City. It's still terrible for the team of Manchester City, losing into the hands of the team of Liverpool at Anfield, which ended by 2-0. And also it was moments of joy for the teams that comes from West Nile region. I am talking about Bet Power FIFA Big League. Paraka did win its game, and also Kataka winning its game there. And the regional league, for some of the teams that started it very well at the start of the season, now going backwards. But let's go systematically, and we start the story straight away from Zombo in relation to what transpired in Bet Power FIFA Big League. As I said, it was moments of happiness for the fans of football in Zombo district, as we saw the team of Paida Black Angels, after losing into the hands of that Ray Hill Sports Club in Big League, they had to gain the momentum over the team that comes from Bale City. I'm talking about Kataka, edging them by 1-0. Alfred Jawok reports for us about that particular encounter, but after that we will be getting into more of the stories. First,
following the recent loss to Arua Hill FC in Gulu, Paida Black Angel Sports Club gained its momentum after defeating Kataka FC 1-0 at Barokoro Stadium. During the tight game which was played over the weekend, Paida Black Angel Sports Club player commonly known as Aguero secured a goal in the added 5 minutes to seal the victory over the visiting team. Tasha Giramia Peace Jalar, Public Relations Officer Paida Black Angels, attributed the win to consistent training by the players after their loss against Arua Hill FC.
Although this shows that we have a lot of work to do, should we win by 4 goals, other ladies are calling from our very own attack level, and that was enough to get us to the point. Otherwise, we want to say we are happy for the 3 points that we have got today. This takes us back to the also. Looking forward to that as we go to face Black Power next Sunday.
Meanwhile, Innocent Onega Godfred, a super fan of Paida Black Angel Sports Club, revealed that the victory has restored their hope in the league.
I want to encourage the Black Angels to continue coordinating with the players, the technical team, and our supporters. We are sure and we have confidence that Black Angels will make it to yet another level. I thank all people who have supported us.
However, Robert Jacon, chairman by the Black Angel, said his team has demonstrated exceptional skill and determination to move to the 4th position in the FIFA Big League. According to Jacon, to maintain their momentum, they will need to focus on consistency and strategy.
It was a must win for us because, remember, last week we lost an away game, that is the Arua Hill in Gulu, so today's win has really motivated us. We are preparing more for the Black Power game come Sunday. Thanks to our players for the great work, and thanks to the stakeholders, our fans, each and everybody who managed to be here at Barokoro Stadium. We wish every fans, spectators, and success. Today's game is expected.
Efforts to get comments from Kataka FC were futile at the time of filing this story, as they declined to speak to the media. Alfred Jawok, West Nile TV, Nile Cast.
That one wasn't the only game which took place over the weekend in the Bet Power FIFA Big League as well. Still in West Nile region, particularly in Arua City, the biggest club we have in the region right now, Ndoparaka Football Club, also picked a vital and crucial win over the team of Blacks Power, and this one brings our trend down to what transpired in West Nile Regional League in the both zones. Games we also played starting from Friday, with the biggest win recorded over the weekend being registered by the team of Nebisend Lova Arua Airfield Sports Club, hammering them by 6-1. And still, we also saw the team of Parombo Missions playing out a barren draw with the Padia Rising Stars. And then looking at the games that transpired on Saturday, Odamachaku humiliated that Tipsa by 3-0, with Okokoro also suffering a huge humiliation into the hands of Ottoman by 4-1. For total, they went on to edge out that Nyangila Super Eagles by 1-0 at home. And then the game between Adjuman Town Council and Coach Urban was postponed. Then yesterday, Pakwati Youngsters did put his star performance over Okolo Central, demolishing them by 5-1 at home. That's at Omati. Meanwhile, Araka, we are a 0-0 winners over that's Parakala City. Without taking long, let's now take a look at how things also happened in Europe in relation to English Premier League, Spanish Primera Division. You talk about Italian Serie A and also French League 1. But I may not be in position to give you all the results, but I'm going to give you some of the selected results. But for English Premier League, I need to give you all. Manchester City, the pressure still keeps on piling on the whole team, and they again lost into the hands of that Liverpool by 2-0. Meanwhile, for Manchester United, they had a very big win over the team of Toffees yesterday. That's Everton, demolishing them by 4-0. What about Maresca? He still continues to perform very well for the team of Chelsea, hammering stubborn Aston Villa by 3-0. Meanwhile, for the team of Spurs, they had to settle for a 1-1 draw with Fulham in London derby. And on Saturday, the biggest win was actually recorded by the team of Arsenal over the Hammers, that's West Ham, demolishing them by 5-2 there. Those were the games that transpired, plus others. Meanwhile, games are also set to bounce back in the weekday, starting from tomorrow, with Ipswich Town having a date with Crystal Palace. Meanwhile, West Ham is taking a trip to Leicester City, and it will be the first game for Ruud van Nistelrooy taking in charge as the new coach for the team of that's Leicester City, because recently also they had to part ways with their head coach, that's Steve Cooper, the former head coach for the team of Nottingham Forest. And looking at the fixtures to be played on Wednesday, Manchester City will be having a trick fixture again up against Nottingham Forest, and this game will be at Etihad, with Liverpool facing a tricky fixture away to St. James Park to take on Newcastle United. Meanwhile, for Southampton, they will be saying hi to Chelsea. Chelsea taking a trip away to Southampton. Meanwhile, the biggest encounter will be between Arsenal and Manchester United, and this game will be actually on Wednesday, and it will be taking place at Emirates Stadium, with Aston Villa looking forward to bounce back from the humiliation they had into the hands of the Blues as they welcome Brentford. And then on Thursday, Fulham will be taking on Brighton and Hove Albion, and the last game will be between Bournemouth and the team of that Spurs. And also some of the games that took place in Europe in some of the big leagues we have in, or as in some of the iconic leagues we have in. Torino yesterday we are edged by Napoli by 1-0. Meanwhile, for Parma, after conceding in the first minute, I watched that game, being scored fast by the team of Lazio Roma. They had to turn the result the other side to see that they humiliated Lazio Roma by 3-1. But Juventus, they are not picking wins, but draws are flourishing. They were also tied into a 1-1 draw by the team of Lecce. Meanwhile, for Los Blancos, that's Real Madrid, they did beat Getafe by 2-0. With that one, we have come to the end of today's edition of Das Nilecast News. It has been me, Oraku Benson Bastore, doing it for you. What I can say is have the best of your night. We'll link up again tomorrow, still for the